Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
You're listening to the Perk Up with Kim show. I am your host, Kim O'Neill, and I'm so happy that you're here with me today. On this show, I invite you to embrace all of who you are. Know that anything is possible for you as I talk with really awesome, inspiring guests about topics that allow you to step into a place of ease and flow, positively expanding your energy and tapping into your power. Grab your coffee or tea and come percolate with me. Woohoo! Here we are again, and I just love it. Welcome to the show. You are listening to the Perk Up with Kim show on HealthyLife.net, and I am your host, Kim O'Neill. And we have another amazing guest today. I'm very excited to speak with her. But I want to just, say a little bit. I've had this show now for a little over a year, and it's been a real interesting journey for me. But I've absolutely loved it. There's definitely been a lot of growth that I've had to go through just in hosting a show. And what I wanted to talk to you about is, I get so excited to be here, and I sometimes get so wrapped up in the guests and the shows sometimes feel like they take a life of their own and that sort of thing. But I just want to talk about why I'm even doing this show. And so if you've been listening in, you may have noticed that the last several shows I've done have all been under the theme of where are they now? And the reason for that theme is because wherever you are now, if that's in a challenging time in your life, that's not where you're always going to be. That's not where you always have to be. And things do get better. So, I'm pulling that from my own life experiences, my own challenges, and these days, there's a lot going on in the world, and I want to be able to provide a source of hope. So that is what this show is about. Life ebbs and it flows. And I remember about a year ago, that was just such a good reminder for me to hear that, because all of a sudden it helped me make sense of what was happening in my life. You might find yourself in the ebb, and then you might find yourself in the flow, and then maybe it goes back to an ebb. And if it does, that's okay. And, we have the ability to raise our energy and to move into higher places, but sometimes we don't even quite have the energy to do that. And so it's about finding the ease and being forgiving of ourselves and accepting and allowing and those sorts of things, and looking for those places, sources of hope. So that is what this show's about, and I'm so happy to be here. And so welcome if this is your first time listening to the show. And I'm going to move into our guest today because she's been a source of light for me since I have known of her. I have gotten to know her a little bit through Facebook. She's doing some great things out there, and I recently got to even hear a little bit more about her story and some of the challenges she's been through, and I think you're going to love her as well. So today's guest is Rebecca Psigoda, and so let me share a little bit about her with you. She is the co-creator of a program called Infinite Possibilities, I Believe in Me. She has had a childhood that was wrought with some of the most difficult challenges, but all those challenges for her were opportunities for growth, learning, future service to others experiencing the same challenges. And Rebecca considers herself both a really happy person and a lifelong student with a passion for knowledge that has led her to study and practice everything from art to dance, engineering, ideology, and what makes us all tick. She volunteers in a hospital environment doing healing touch energy work with patients. She's done public speaking. She organizes and participates in retreats, life coaching. But one of the biggest things that I know that she's doing today is, as I mentioned a moment ago, she is a trainer. And so she is certified as an Infinite Possibilities trainer, and she certified with Mike Dooley in 2012. And in 2015, Rebecca created the first derivative of the adult program, Infinite Possibilities, and with Mr. Mike Dooley's endorsement, launched a youth version of that program called I Believe in Me. And the program has since gone international with trainers from all over the world who are trained to use the IBIM materials to provide empowerment to the youth in their communities. And it's now a turnkey program where she also trains other trainers. And Rebecca and Mike Dooley have also co-authored a couple of children's storybooks that are coming out, a companion coloring book. It's all in the works. And she also conducts this program year-round in her home city of Columbus, Ohio, at the Dowd Center, which is an educational facility that provides at-risk youth both after-school and summer youth enrichment programs through the Homeless Families Foundation. And I think she's a fantastic guest for today's show. So, with that said, welcome, Rebecca. I'm so glad to have you on today's show.
Well, thank you, Kim. That was such a nice introduction. I'm sitting here going, is that me, really? Is that what you're talking about? Wow.
Yes, it is you. Yeah. So, gosh, I think one of the things that I really connect to in the work that you're doing, and I think you're a little familiar with this, is I love the work that you're doing with youth, with children. And I think that, again, with so much going on in the world without really acknowledging what all that stuff is, this is a fantastic time to be providing empowerment tools to youth as, they're the next generation, and to be able to set them up with those tools so that, they can help us create that better world for all of us. So that's one of the things I love about what you're doing.
Well, it's probably the most fun that I've ever had, other than raising my own children. And, I sort of stumbled upon it. It wasn't something that I actually started out and planned on doing through the Infinite Possibilities work. It just kind of happened, and I don't know if you wanted me to go off on that story or if you would prefer to ask questions or however you want to do this. But I will say that it has been so much fun, so rewarding. And when you watch young people, when you watch that light bulb go off about feeling good about themselves, this isn't about math or science or reading or their language skills or anything like that. That's looking in the mirror and saying, I like you. You're a powerful being, and you can create a life just like anybody else as long as you understand your own power.
Yeah.
And as I said, that's just been really fun. It's one of those things where, of course, we all wish we would have known it then.
Yes.
But we do know it now, so we've got to share it.
I love that. Yes, that light bulb moment. I've seen that a few times in my own life, and I have been volunteering with youth for the last 5 years, and it's interesting because sometimes you have these moments where you start to wonder, is this doing anything? Right? Am I making a difference? And and then you have those light bulb moments, and you go, oh, yay! Yay! Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I definitely do want to hear more about that program. I recently had an opportunity to hear a fantastic interview you did with Jim Herbert. And, oh my goodness, you shared so much about your own personal challenges. There's so much there. I would love if you would be open to sharing some of that with us, but it's, I want to leave it open to you of what you want to share and to what degree, and, it'd be about what stands out for you. I know that you had talked about you used to play small, and now here you are, doing interviews and creating programs and international training and that sort of stuff. And so maybe if you want to talk a little bit about how you went from, playing small to where you are now, I'd love to hear about that.
It actually didn't start until I became familiarized with Infinite Possibilities. I wasn't really an unhappy child, even though most people, when they do hear the details of my childhood, wonder how in the world I survived it. But the truth of the matter is that once I sat with Infinite Possibilities, and I knew that I needed to walk the talk before I ever actually went out and trained others, so I took myself through the program, and I just came to so many realizations about things like what we consider obstacles or challenging experiences. Everyone's life is going to have challenges and what would be considered obstacles at the time, where it feels like I can't go on, I can't do this, I don't have enough.
Right.
And the truth of the matter is that we all do have enough, but we just didn't really understand from a young age what our power was to create the life that we want and to be more discerning and deliberate and conscious about what we think,
yep.
what we say, what we do, what we believe. You know, we've been guided, unfortunately, many of us in our life, by people who are not very happy. And if you're guided by a person who's unhappy, how do you plan on being happy?
Right.
So the tools that Infinite Possibilities gave me was the ability to really look within myself and realize that I now had these great tools. And if I was going to continue to play small and quiet, I wasn't going to be able to share them. So the first thing I had to do was step out of myself and stop hiding and share Mike's work with other people. I felt sort of a responsibility once I knew it.
Yes.
I didn't feel like I could just sit with that by myself anymore. It's like, oh my gosh, there's this magic toolbox we were all born with, but nobody gave us the keys. Well, Infinite Possibilities was the key for me. So I grew up, as you mentioned, in an environment where my mother passed when I was 18 months old. My father, I think, drank heavily to not think about that. There were 4 children left behind, and my father had a very difficult time coping. So he drank and he was abusive, and that's the kind of chaotic environment that I grew up in. I learned at a very early age that if I wasn't seen and wasn't heard, then I wouldn't be hurt. So as I watched the abuse to my siblings who were older, I learned, just stay small, just stay silent, just stay out of the way. And that just went on throughout my life, where it became who I was. So when I began with Infinite Possibilities, I was 55. I'll be 59 in a couple of months. And it's the first time I think I've really been willing to step out of that place and start sharing what I've learned. And much of that is coping skills, but it's even beyond coping skills. It's so beyond coping skills now. Now it's, as the program shares, it's consciously and deliberately creating the life that I want and sharing that information with others. And since I began to do that, since I became the yes man, like Jim Carrey in the movie Yes Man, just the world has opened up to me and as you saw, just absolutely incredible, magical ways, and all in an incredibly short time. Unbelievable. My life in the last 4 years, since I stopped hiding, has, well, I don't even recognize it from 5 years ago. That's what I can share, and it's wonderful. It was good before. I'm not saying it wasn't, but now it's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you. Okay, so thank you for that, providing us just some of your background, from where you were and where you are today. And, I thank you for also being open to sharing your age. Nothing at all wrong with your age, and I would have never even guessed that you were that you were 59. And so, I think that's one of the things too, that once we sort of step into this space of more possibilities and realizing we actually are deliberate creators and we have so much power, it also contributes to how youthful we can look.
I definitely feel youthful.
Feel youthful too, yes.
I do. When people say, what's your age, I say, but a better question might be, how old are you in your mind?
There you go.
Because in my mind, I'm 35.
Yes.
Yeah, I was 27 for the longest time, and then I jumped to 35. And I'm just kind of sitting there celebrating the anniversary of that birthday every year that it rolls around.
Nice. I love it. Well, okay, so what actually brought you to being interested in learning about infinite possibilities in the first place? Where did that come out?
Okay. Well, actually, actually, there was another book that I read, and it's a book by the author Diane Collins, and the book is entitled Do You Quantum Think? And the way that happened was rather unusual, but I'll just skip to that's what happened. I read her book, and I was absolutely fascinated, and then I had an opportunity to meet her. I was in Miami, and I had an opportunity to meet her and have dinner with her and her husband. And I said, this book is so fantastic and so rich and so amazing. Is there any way you could create some kind of training program where you trained other trainers to go out and spread the message? Because this stuff is so powerful. And she said, my husband and I don't really do that, but there are other programs like that out there. So, just kind of keep your eyes open. 2 weeks later, I got a note from the universe. It was a random thing. Notes from the universe, by the way, is something Mike Dooley does, and they show up in your email daily if you sign up for them. And you can sign up for them on touch.com. That's TUT.com. And they're witty and charming and inspiring and funny, and they're just fun. So I got my very first one 2 weeks after meeting with Diane Collins, and it said at the bottom, come to our Train the Trainer, which is exactly the words I had used with Diane Collins. So, of course, I burst out laughing and thought, wow, this manifestation stuff is pretty cool. And I picked up the phone, and I called, and I registered for Infinite Possibilities, the training. So that's how it happened. And to be honest, I didn't know who Mike Dooley was. I had never heard of Infinite Possibilities. But the words Train the Trainer jumped off the page at me and said, this is what you asked for, so you better just sign up and do it. Clearly, this is a message from out there that you're supposed to do this.
And was there, the question that's coming up for me is, was there a time in your life where, here's what's coming to mind for me, is sometimes there are places in our lives where we aren't open to these things and able to listen and hear our intuition. And it sounds like you are very much in that space. And I guess, I don't know if that's really a question. I'm just wondering if there's anything extra there you that comes up for you. If you think, you go.
Well, here's something I'd like to share about that. So when we talk about the gifts that I believe you always get from any situation, which to some people seem like they're terrible, negative, whatever, because of the environment I grew up in, I am highly intuitive. So oftentimes you will find that people who grow up in abusive environments are highly intuitive. They need to be. It's a survival skill. You need to know, the third screw of the whiskey bottle just happened. It's time to go get in the closet and be small and quiet. So although that sounds difficult, I have very strong intuition. When I started college, I would go stand in the doorway of the room, and I would glance around the room, and I would immediately feel the energy of where I should go sit, because I was looking for someone to sit with who was going to study, not someone who was going to party. Just because I went as an adult, and it was serious for me. It wasn't just an extension of high school. So I would say that oftentimes when we've been through a painful period of time, pain often drives us inside. Yeah. When we go inside and we look inside, oftentimes we're building things that we need. So again, I see the gift in that. It doesn't mean it isn't painful. It means it is painful. But pain often drives us inside where the better answers lie to our questions about how to get out of this painful situation. And this is, in some ways, our connection to the divine and our intuition kicking in.
Yes.
So, does that answer your question?
Thank you, yes. I think I was sensing there was something else there to be shared, and you picked up on it perfectly. And the reason why I think I'm also picking up on that intuition thing is because I've noticed there are a lot of people these days talking about intuition and encouraging people in connecting with their intuition and tapping into that space. And I love it. And I think it it speaks exactly to what you were just talking about. In times of chaos or when things just are painful, that it does, push us to go inward and strengthen that connection with our intuition and our self. So.
Yes. Because oftentimes what we find is you're going through a painful experience and you share that with someone else. And oftentimes that someone else isn't really very good at even solving their own problems.
Right.
Or, as I mentioned earlier, they're not a happy person. So if you're just commiserating, that's not helpful when it comes to being conscious and deliberate about the way you live. That's just sharing your story, and it's often a negative story, and now you're going to sit in that mud puddle a little longer. What you really want is you want a solution. So you don't want to focus on the problem, you want to focus on the solution. So if you're going to share it with someone who you believe has a good answer, or more importantly, look within. Trust your own intuition. What does your heart and your spirit say about how to get past this situation and to make it something that you can look back on and go, aha, I get it now.
Absolutely.
That's why I had to go through that.
Yeah, because when we talk about those challenges with someone else who only fuels them, then we just create this greater momentum, and we're actually sort of defeating what we were trying to do. We're trying to release, maybe move forward, move beyond it, and yet we didn't realize how we were maybe sabotaging it by just adding onto it sometimes.
Yes.
And
so always focus on solutions, not the problem.
Yes. Oh, okay, so we're actually at the end of our first segment already, and I'm so excited to be talking with Rebecca. We're going to go to a break. Stay right there, and we're going to be right back. No matter how your life looks today, your possibilities are endless. You deserve all the joy, peace, and excitement in life that you desire. Life doesn't come with a manual, and that's why personal coaching is so awesome. Moving forward is easier. Creating a new reality for yourself, healing your mind and body, it's all possible. Visit KimO'NeillCoaching.com today to learn more and schedule your free consultation.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now, this same technology is available to you. They have the best earthcasting coders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. Earthchannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things, like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget, web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now, so come to earthchannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call earthchannel.com at 800-849-8978. That's 800-849-8978.
Right now, I know you're in the middle of a break during my show, the Perk Up with Kim show, and I'm so glad you could join us today. Are you having fun, maybe feeling inspired, a little rejuvenated, reassured that it's all going to be okay, because you are super strong and can get through and accomplish anything. I know this. Sign up at KimO'NeillCoaching.com/contact to make sure you always know when the next show is going to air. And hey, if no one's told you yet today, you're doing a great job. Okay, I gotta go. Show's about to start back up.
Attention Kmart shoppers. Now you get Kmart on HealthyLife.net. Kmart carries over 70,000 items like Martha Stewart's Everyday Products, apparel by Jacqueline Smith, Joe Boxer, Route 66, appliances, jewelry, and more. Everything you need. Plus, you'll get exciting weekly promotions. Go to HealthyLife.net's homepage and click on Kmart, and then you're there. And you even avoided the crowds.
HealthyLife.net, the positive radio network.
welcome back. You're listening to the Perk Up with Kim show on HealthyLife.net, and I am talking today with Rebecca Psigoda, and she is co-creator of the program Infinite Possibilities, I Believe in Me, which is a fantastic program for youth, and we are I'm having a great time here. Rebecca, I also heard in an interview you did with Jim Herbert, who is a fantastic interviewer, by the way. Let's give him a shout out. Yeah. What was that?
Shout out, Tim.
I heard something that I love and I would love to talk about here. You had said in that interview that you no longer believe in negative emotions.
Correct.
And I totally agree with that. Can you tell us more about what led you to that new belief?
Yes, I can. Twice in the last 15 years now, I've had surgeries, both times to have my hands rebuilt. And in post-surgery, I stopped breathing.
Wow.
So when I stopped breathing, as you can well imagine, I also left. And I can't tell you that I saw bright lights and people waiting for me or anything like that. What I can tell you is I went to this space of something indescribable, but bliss is as close as I can get.
Wow.
So it was as if every part of me was exploding with love and joy and bliss and amazement, but there was also a stillness. There was a fullness. There was a stillness. I call it the place of everything and nothing at all, because that's what it felt like. So the good news is it was so amazing, I'll never forget the feeling. The other good thing is I got to choose whether I wanted to stay or come back. So
wow.
It really led me to be even closer to understanding how important our free will is, and that we get to choose everything, even in a moment like that, whether we want to continue to breathe or not. Because when we breathe is when we connect our spirit to our humans. And we are these two different things, one's finite, one's infinite, and when we breathe, they come together. So now we're this human being. So your question, though, was about all emotions being good. When you're in that place, in that space, you don't have any. So you're in this amazing, wonderful place of perfection, but that's it. That's all there is. There's no contrast.
Oh, wow.
So there's no contrast. There's no senses. There's no five senses. You don't have eyes or ears or a mouth, so you don't feel soft and cold and all of those things. Those are human experiences. So part of what I believe the Spirit comes here to do is to live the human experience because we like it. We like to taste our favorite foods, and we like to be cold and then get warm again. And we like to be sad and then feel happy. And so if you think about what it would be like to be in this perfect place, but there's nothing, so it's everything and nothing, it's a hard thing to wrap your head around, but I am so happy that I came back, and I'm so happy that I get to be angry. I'm so happy that I get to be sad. I'm so glad that I get to feel grief, because these are human emotions. They're important. They're valuable. It tells us what's going on in our world and in our life. And through those emotions is how we adjust and move forward. So they're all good. I know it doesn't feel that way, but they're all good. Now here's the kicker. Because we have free will, because we have choice, you only have to hang on to them as long as you want to. So at any point during the process of feeling sad, angry, grief even, which is the most difficult, you can choose to feel something else. You have a library in your mind of all the feelings you've ever had, and at any time you can close your eyes, get silent within yourself, go find it, pull it forward, and feel it. So it's a big part of the work that I share with the kids because I want them to know that. I want them to know that now because the kids I work with especially, they're at risk, they're through the Homeless Families Foundation, their lives are difficult, they are challenging. So I just want to show them some ways that when they want to switch out of a negative emotion because of what might be going on around them, that they can choose that. And we go through exercises to prepare them to do that on their own. So That's why I think all emotions are good, because we chose to be human. We're here having a human experience, and part of the human experience is the variety of emotions that we have.
Oh, my.
And they're all good.
Yeah, wow. Rebecca, you just totally validated why I wanted to have you on this show. I had no idea you were going to share that, and I love it. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing that experience with us. So before we go to our next break, I want to ask you, when you share that with kids, I mean, I imagine since that's been a personal experience of yours, knowing what you now know, it's easier on some level to share it with others. But I'm wondering, when you share it with the kids that are going through their own challenges, do you ever receive pushback from them and they maybe don't agree or believe what you're telling them?
Oh, absolutely. But by the way, I don't tell them how I came about this understanding.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think that's too much for them, and I would not in any way, shape, or form want to put that information in front of high-risk youth, because I wouldn't want them to think, well, then I'm just going to go to the bliss place, because that's not it at all.
Right.
So I don't tell them that part. I just tell them the part about free will and choice and being able to switch out of it at any time. And I take them through some exercises where I have them go to an angry place, and then 10 seconds later I have them go to a happy place, and then I have them try to hold both in their minds at the same time, which of course you can't. And so I say, what did you have to do? And they said, well, we had to pick one. And I said, exactly. So you can do that your whole life.
Right.
So, yes, I've had pushback, but they understand the concept. So they just have to practice it and at least they understand the concept.
And that's right. And that's so good. That's got to be so much easier to... There's probably a shorter learning curve for them because they're learning at a younger age where they haven't developed, this lifetime of experience that wants to try and maybe tell them otherwise.
Right.
So that's great.
It's also 6 sessions in. So I've already worked with them 6 times on other things to sort of create a foundation for how easy that is. We've already gone through thoughts becoming things and, switching thoughts around to be better. We've already gone through meditation and visualization, and we've spent a lot of time on that, showing them how to do that. We've already gone through the belief and the empowering belief sections, which, kind of help. So all of those build and set up for, okay, now you've learned you can switch this, you've learned you can switch this, now let's switch your emotions.
Woo! Okay, so we actually need to go to another break, but this is so good. So stay right there. If you'd like to find out more about me and who I am, what I do, you can go to KimO'NeillCoaching.com. That's KIMONEILL coaching.com. And we will be right back with Rebecca Psigoda. Sometimes we wish we could practically do nothing and still feel better. Guess what? You kinda can. When you schedule a Reiki or guided meditation session, you can just be and receive and allow the energy to shift. There's relief. These energy sessions can be done alone or combined with a coaching session. Find out more at KimO'NeillCoaching.com and click on the Energy Work tab.
Get your moto going at the Motorola store online. Visit the HealthyLife.net advertiser page, click on Motorola, and you'll discover a whole new world of phones. Plus, you can get great deals on phones, with or without contract. That's great, Moto. And don't forget, they even have Bluetooth and other phone accessories. But that's not all. Want more Moto? Motorola has home and office phones and two-way radios. And for the best Moto ever, Motorola has great specials right online. Go to the HealthyLife.net advertiser page and click on the Motorola banner now and get your moto going.
Yes! You did it! You got the job interview. Now all you need to do is prepare. You aren't sure how or what to say? Guess what? We can do this together then. One of my specialties is helping you to know how to present your best self for an employment interview. We'll practice, you'll feel confident. You got this. Visit KimO'NeillCoaching.com or call 562-273-2546.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to the Perk Up with Kim show, and I'm talking with Rebecca Psigoda today, and this is so exciting. She's sharing such great stuff. Seriously, at one point I even teared up, and then I've been laughing. She doesn't know it because she can't see me, but I'm having a great time. I hope you are too. So, and if you are, reach out. Let me know. You can send me an email, KimO'Neill@Outlook.com. And again, O'Neill, O'Neill. Okay, enough of that. So during the break, Rebecca, you and I were talking just some more about intuition and how setting an intention is very powerful for things. And you mentioned something that I know Mike Dooley talks about a lot, about the cursed hows.
Yeah.
And you know what? I know for me, I've definitely had, this cycle in my life where I get caught up in my head and try to figure things out just completely in my head. And over the last few years, definitely been doing more meditation, even just breathing meditation, and getting in my body and listening to my heart and doing all of that. And then that helps me to not focus on the hows, but listen more to my intuition. And, what's your journey been with, just the whole cursed hows and not getting caught up in those?
Oh, my gosh. I feel like it's one of the best gifts Infinite Possibilities gives you as a student of trying to live this as a lifestyle. It's like the GPS analogy. So, for example, I made a decision that I wanted to reach more kids with my program. That's it. I wasn't trying to figure out how to make a lot of money at it. I wasn't trying to figure out how any of that was going to happen. I just set the intention. And as you mentioned when you first introduced me, the program has only been around for a year. I've only been sharing it with other trainers for 6 or 7 months.
That's amazing.
And I now have trainers in 4 countries.
Wow.
I am just wrapping up my first webinar. I've got another one scheduled starting in September. And my trainers are going out and training other kids, and they're all asking me when they can train other trainers to train kids.
Wow.
So I can see the legs just expanding in all directions. The books that, Mike said, let's do these books together, and I about fell over. And, just him saying, how can I help you? And the dolls popping into my head, the dolls that I see the memes and the videos with, who are going to be working with my 5 to 8-year-olds starting in the fall. So a new level of the program is being developed. All of these things are like sitting in my head, just waiting to be written down, created. The books landed in my head. The dolls landed in my head. I didn't try to figure out how I was going to reach more kids. I just set the intention to do it, and all these things happened. Illustrators showed up for my coloring book and my books out of just the clear blue sky. Someone to create the prototypes of my dolls. Everything just fell into place. So it's a method that works. If I had used the old school way, what I had been taught in school, I would have created an outline and I would have tried to follow it to the letter. Like, first you do this and then you do this, and if that doesn't work, you try again to do it, and if that doesn't work, you try again to do it. I threw all that out the window, and most of the people that I know who are doing well at this point have done that. They've tossed the cursed house out the window. You just take the steps you can take today in the direction of your dreams and goals. That's it. And tomorrow they're going to look completely different because you took the ones you took today.
Right.
And a week from now they're going to look different. And a month from now they're going to look different. If I had sat down and tried to figure out how I was going to do any of these things I'm doing, I would have stopped probably from doing any of it because I would have gotten overwhelmed. Every day you do what you can towards your dreams and goals. When you set the GPS in your car, you don't think, how many times am I going to have to turn right? How many times am I going to have to turn left? How many times am I going to have to stop? You just go and you trust in your GPS system.
Yep.
Well, the universe is your GPS system. So you set your destination and you put the car in gear and you go and you do what you can today. And the next thing you know, you're 4 or 5 months down the road and looking back and going, oh my gosh, how did all that happen? I don't know. I don't care, but this works and I'm going to keep doing it.
You know what, how long was it now? Maybe 10 years ago or so, I was just starting to open myself up to more, learning about energy and metaphysical practices and that sort of thing. And I remember the very first lesson that we were taught is that you have to trust.
Yes.
And that has stuck with me ever since, because it shows up in all of these things, just what you were talking about, and I think the next step in that is then being open to receiving and allowing things to happen. Yes. Because we can set intentions, but if we're constantly, if our beliefs aren't in support of our intention, or if we, if our intuition is telling us, okay, go over there, talk to this person, and we're not listening to our intuition, then we're staying closed off, and we're not, we got to work with it, it can give us the instruction, but we also need to take action and be open to receiving it and trusting our intuition and all that. So.
All of that. You're exactly right. I could go 100 directions right now with what you just said. Like the things I show the kids about how your energy field expands and retracts.
Yep.
Those kinds of things. So when you say yes, it opens up to more possibilities, and when you say no, it literally closes down and it closes you off. I studied quantum physics back in my engineering education.
Ooh.
And it was actually one of the first things that motivated me to want to drop engineering and move that information into how does that work with humans and the consciousness and thinking. Because now I know that when I think, there's a vibrational quality to that. There's a frequency to that. And that's what goes out into the world and manifests to your reality is those thoughts. So clearly, if you're thinking, I can do this, you're opening your energetic field, you're going out into that field of infinite possibilities, and you're creating those things that you want. As soon as you go, no, I can't, you've just closed it off.
Right.
You've closed it, you've pulled it back in, you've reduced the field of possibilities, and the universe, by the way, is right there with you. When you're open, it's helping. When it's closed, when you ask for it to close off, it closes it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So again, our free will is even those yeses, those no's, those I can do it, I can't do it. All of that is being aided energetically out there in the world. We don't think about that, but that is actually the truth. There's a vibrational quality that is creating what you want. So whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right, Henry Ford.
Yep. So, okay, I'm going to go back to you a little bit. I'm curious, what limiting beliefs, if you can recall at this point, because I know that once you kind of move into these other places, I've noticed with myself, I start to forget what the past was like.
Yeah.
But if you can recall, do you recall what limiting beliefs you may have had in the past? And
oh my gosh, yes.
Like what?
Well, the two biggest ones among all of us are I don't have enough and I'm not good enough.
Right.
And really, let's just start there because that kind of encompasses everything. I don't have enough and just fill in the ...
Mm-hmm.
I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough intelligence. I don't have enough creativity. I don't have enough business savvy. I don't have enough marketing skills. I mean, I could go on and on and on.
Right.
Those have to get tossed out the window just like the cursed house.
Yes. We actually need to get ready for the next break already. I just want to add to that and say, for me, that one has shown up in the form of, if I just get this extra training, or if I just get, if I need something else here, or I need to, it's like I need something. And that's part of I'm not enough. So thank you. I'm glad you brought that one up. Okay, so we're going to go to a break. I can't believe we're already coming to the end of the show. We've got one more segment left, so stay right there, and we'll be right back. No matter how your life looks today, your possibilities are endless. You deserve all the joy, peace, and excitement in life that you desire. Life doesn't come with a manual, and that's why personal coaching is so awesome. Moving forward is easier. Creating a new reality for yourself, healing your mind and body, it's all possible. Visit KimO'NeillCoaching.com today to learn more and schedule your free consultation.
These shoes are made for walking, jumping, running, and just plain style. Over 32,000 styles. Skechers, an award-winning global leader in lifestyle footwear. And now you can get Skechers without walking, jumping, or running. You can get them by clicking. Scroll down HealthyLife.net's homepage and click. You can check out Skechers, high-quality shoes in styles for men, women, and children. So get in style. Get Skechers today and start walking, running, jumping, and strutting in style.
Right now, I know you're in the middle of a break during my show, the Perk Up with Kim show, and I'm so glad you could join us today. Are you having fun, maybe feeling inspired, a little rejuvenated, reassured that it's all going to be okay because you are super strong and can get through and accomplish anything. I know this. Sign up at KimO'NeillCoaching.com/contact to make sure you always know when the next show is going to air. And hey, if no one's told you yet today, you're doing a great job. Okay, I gotta go. Show's about to start back up.
If you like to spend your television viewing time learning about some of the things that you may have missed in history class, or if history was your favorite subject, then you should check out the link to the History Channel on the HealthyLife.net advertiser page. Order DVD sets by series or by subject matter right from our homepage while you still enjoy your favorite HealthyLife.net show.
HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Perk Up with Kim show, and I'm speaking with Rebecca Psigoda, who is the co-creator of the program Infinite Possibilities, I Believe in Me, and we're having a very exciting conversation here. I love talking about energy and possibilities, and so we're down to the last segment. Let me see how many more questions I can squeeze in. So, Rebecca, if you could change, now here's the thing, I think I know the answer to this, but I want to ask it anyway. If you could change one thing about your story, what would it be?
Absolutely nothing.
That's what I thought.
No, because I don't believe in guilt, and I don't believe in, I just don't believe in directing any of my energy anymore towards anything that would be considered negative. I'm not holding myself back anymore. I've got these tools. I feel incredibly blessed to have them, and I'm using them to move forward. That's it.
I love it.
There's no looking back unless that's success. That's it.
If you could tell people one thing to encourage them to keep moving forward in life, what would that be?
It's almost just that simple. Just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you want in life, you can have. But you have to think you can have it, believe you deserve it, believe in yourself to go get it, take action towards it, and keep moving in that direction. As soon as you stop moving in that direction, it will stop. So if you continue to step into it and towards it, it will come about. It will manifest. It will become your reality. Now, you can't really manipulate other people, but we are strong and powerful within ourselves. So it's just really important to know what you want and then start moving towards it and believe that you deserve it. I think one of the biggest things I've discovered through doing this is people don't believe they deserve it.
Yeah.
They look around at other people who have success and they think that they have all these things that they don't have because they don't deserve to have them. Well, that's just bull.
Yes. And I think that's where it's a total lack perspective, which we've all had at one time or another. But that's where the jealousy and stuff creeps in when really it's like, no, here's my new thing. When I see someone experiencing something that I would like to experience, to me, that's now evidence that I'm getting closer and that I'm manifesting that.
Yes. And allow it to inspire and encourage you.
Yes.
Jealousy is a negative emotion. And again, not that I believe in negative emotions, but energetically, it moves you backwards.
Yes.
So you only want things that energetically move you forward. Words actually have energetic frequency qualities, and I can't get into that. That's another whole conversation. But you want to choose to think in those words, you want to speak in those words, and you want to move using those words because they have a positive energetic quality to them. And so that's where creation comes from. Stopping comes from the negative words, the jealousies, the things that, we all know the difference, feel the difference, but maybe it's difficult to articulate it. You know if you're stopping yourself. When I say you, I mean the greater you.
Yeah.
We all know when we're stopping ourselves. So just, toss it aside and keep moving forward. That would be my advice. Keep moving forward towards your dreams and goals. And know that you deserve it as much as anyone.
I love that, and I think I have here. So I brought with me some of my favorite notes from the universe, and you just spoke to one of them. So one of my favorite ones is so short. It says, "The wiser the soul, Kim, the greater the simplicity. In everything, the universe." Anyway, so I love that. I think it's so true. We have this, it can be common to make things so much more complex than they need to be, and it can be as simple as just keep moving forward.
It's true. I mean, it really is. There are days we are all wanting to regroup and recharge our battery, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
It's just fine to take a rest and relax and regroup and that sort of thing. But in general, every day you should be moving towards your goal or your dream. Every day. And if you're not going to do it physically, at least do it in your mind. At least visualize it. At least visualize what you're going to feel like when you have it.
Yes. Oh, Rebecca, I could ask you 80 bazillion more questions, but I don't want to get cut off, so I'm going to ask you now, what's the best way for people to contact you or to learn more about what you're doing? What would you like to share with the audience?
Okay. Well, first of all, you could Facebook friend me, and the spelling on my last name is P as in Paul, S as in Sam, I, G, like go, O, G-A. So it's Psigoda, P-S-I-G-O-D-A. First name Rebecca. Facebook is a good place to find me. My other Facebook pages are Infinite Possibilities, I Believe in Me, Iffy Kids, which is capital I, capital P, P-I-E, Kids, so Iffy Kids. And my website is www.RebeccaSigoda.com. It has not been updated recently, so I apologize for that, but it still finds me. And my email is L as in Larry, M as in Mary, T as in Tom, _22@yahoo.com. So LMT_22@yahoo.com. And
Awesome.
I will answer any of the above.
Nice. Well, and I mean, throughout this show, we've been talking about the work that you're doing and what's coming up next for you. But is there anything else you'd like to share that we didn't touch on?
Well, the only thing that I would share is that the training program has been available to those inside the Infinite Possibilities community, but it is now going to be available outside of the Infinite Possibilities community. So if anyone out there listening has a desire to work with children in an empowerment capacity, you can contact me at preferably my email, and I could tell you how you can do that. My current webinar is being packaged along with my manuals and my PowerPoints and everything that I use to teach the kids, and it is going to be something that can be purchased.
Nice.
So if you have a youth group you work with, or if you are a teacher, and this is something that you would like to expand as far as another program, reach out to me, and I can tell you how to do that. So my point is the webinar packages are going to be available with all of the other materials that I use to teach with for those who want it, even outside the IP community, starting in about a month.
Ooh, exciting stuff. Well, I am so glad that I'm part of the IP community as well and have been able to learn about your program and the IPPY Kids and everything that's going on. Thank you for doing what you're doing, and I'm so glad that you are listening to your intuition, because I think, again, what you're doing is very inspiring and so helpful for the world. You're helping kids, but you're helping the world. So, yeah, so thank you for what you're doing. And we're coming to the end of the show, and I just, thank you for listening out there. And again, if you would like to, let me know how you enjoyed this show and what's going on in your life. I would love to hear from you. You can send me an email at kimoneal@outlook.com. Again, you can find out more about Rebecca Psigoda on Facebook, and her last name is Psigoda. And just know that it can be as simple as just keep moving forward. It's a simple... It's that simple. So, with that said, I don't want to go, but, I have to. So, we're ending another show. Hang in there, and I look forward to the next show. So, have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you all again next month.
Thank you, Kim, and thank you, everyone, for listening.
Sometimes we wish we could practically do nothing and still feel better. Guess what? You kinda can. When you schedule a Reiki or guided meditation session, you can just be and receive and allow the energy to shift. There's relief. These energy sessions can be done alone or combined with a coaching session. Find out more at KimO'NeillCoaching.com and click on the Energy Work tab.
What does HealthyLife.net and Amazon.com have in common? Well, they're both available on the Internet. They both give great value. But most important, most of our positive program hosts and guests are accomplished authors, and their books are available from, you got it, Amazon.com. Now, it even gets better than that, because when you're listening on air to a HealthyLife.net host or guest, you can go directly to Amazon.com and you can order your book while you're still listening to your favorite HealthyLife.net program. So when you hear an author you like, go to the homepage of HealthyLife.net and click on Amazon.com.
Yes! You did it! You got the job interview! Now all you need to do is prepare. You aren't sure how or what to say? Guess what? We can do this together then. One of my specialties is helping you to know how to present your best self for an employment interview. We'll practice, you'll feel confident. You got this. Visit KimO'NeillCoaching.com or call 562-273-2546.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.